I am currently up at my mother's for reasons. So I am using a laptop and Streamlabs, which fought with me the entire way of getting this set up. So, sorry for the sound quality, sorry for the visual quality, but you gotta deal with it, I'm afraid. In the meantime, I'm gonna hand back over to our beloved Icey and see if we can get things going. So then, Dungeon Master Icey, would you like to tell us a story? I just realized there's a lot more goblins. I just love the little one with the pipe. So, aside from title screen vandalism, shall we begin? Am I not coming through on Discord? Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's because she's just capturing
There we are, that should be
these.
better. Well, wait for Meg to confirm for us.
Test.
Oh, thumbs up.
Excellent.
I got an
All right.
got a delayed echo there.
I don't hear any echo. I'm fine.
Alright, so, shall we begin?
Yes.
Yes, we shall. All right. So, last week you guys had quite the adventure, taking on the latter half of the Earth Temple, or Earth Dungeon, whatever you want to call it, and had quite a bit of fun. Syldra finally got herself a good fight. She's feeling very good about that. And a couple of you got stoned.
Not in the good way.
No.
No, Cloak, that's not how you get stoned.
Honestly, I'm more worried about Cloak than anything because that poor gal, she got traumatized.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we had
another-
a rocky relationship before, but still.
Put another trophy on my DM shelf. Traumatized player characters.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's a delicious reward, isn't it?
You all successfully defeated the Medusa and restored power to the Earth Crystal.
Back in a second.
At which point you were ceremoniously teleported, or rather unceremoniously teleported back outside.
So we're right at the entrance over here, yes?
Yep,
Yeah.
you are just outside the mine.
Yeah, I
Okay.
believe we were setting up camp or some such.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. And I will get you guys on the. Well, let me make sure I put you on the right map here. There we go.
Mhm.
Because as Dane diplomatically put it, some members of our party are tired.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, we'll go with that word.
So we will pick up from there.
Cloak, would you like some tea or something? I assume she's. Did she? I actually would like to say, did she just literally go in the tent as Cerna was saying that?
Yes, she just went straight there.
Right.
Aw.
Vilo, I'm going to be fine. I just want to focus on making sure everyone else is all right. If you wanted to make sure she was all right,
If you're sure.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Uspon's going to inside Cerna.
I was already in the middle of a deception check there, so
Oh shit!
yeah. Oh, and it's just one of okay.
One above, but got a nut 20. Holy shit.
Dane's
Not
gonna
bad.
look into this as well.
Sure.
Insight +0, because that's fun.
Yes, I'm going to do one as well, even though my character is not insightful, but Hex wants to know what's going on here. So just give me one moment, please. Permit me.
Absolutely. Oh,
Alright, missus.
too
Come on
nice.
in. Mama sends to text you here. Don't mind me, I'm just being a nerd and playing D&D in the kitchen.
Whoops. I can't.
She's in there, I'll close it.
Who,
Sorry about that.
Use it.
okay.
Hmm.
I don't know any. I don't know anything. Seems sincere to me. Hex is too busy
Mhm.
processing herself.
Oh, actually, no. Hex got a nat 20. Yeah. No, you both. So basically, both Hex and Upson, they basically know Cerna's kind of full of shit. She's just not to drag it on too much, but she's basically just very badly shaken. She's just focusing on not having a panic attack.
And at that point, Hex is going to give her space, but is going to be watching from afar, and she's actually going to move around and like go stand over here, but she's like turning slow circles and she's keeping an eye on Cerna and a
Mhm.
cloak.
Cerna, if there's anything, if you ever want to, if you ever want to hear at least my perspective on things, don't mind to ask. Don't fret to ask me. Okay.
No, I appreciate that, Upson. Uh, so sorry, I'm a little all over the place at the moment. Perspective on what exactly?
Just things in general. If you ever want to have a talk, I'm here for you as well. Don't forget that, okay?
Oh no. We're all in this together. Thank you. As I said, if you need anything either, please don't hesitate. Actually, do you need anything? I'm just making some tea. It's a chamomile, very calming.
No, I'm perfect. I'm good.
Yeah, okay. So Cerna will continue making this really large pot of chamomile at the moment, apparently for just herself. Because she's gonna need it.
Currently playing D&D while keeping an eye on her.
What? Now what?
That's the limit. What do you want? Your character level plus? She's going to +1 to
Why
intelligence,
do
+1 to strength.
why do I now get the image of say what up?
I think we're all just kind of entranced by the background conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit distracting.
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear.
the whole
No,
Yes,
thing.
we
no,
can
you
hear
haven't
that.
muted a thing on. You haven't muted a thing, I'm afraid.
I mean,
I thought I had
Yes.
muted as
it
you
felt
walked
like
in the
suddenly
door.
someone
Evidently,
popped
I
in.
didn't. So they're all listening about how you leveled up your character.
Oh, was that right?
Yes.
Did you tell them about
It felt like a bard suddenly popped in.
placard?
Oh yeah. Do you remember
Oh.
I've told you about how they adopted squash?
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, today my brother forced him to wear a sandwich board sign advertising their tavern
Oh
with
my
his
God.
face painted as a kitty.
I told the looks of them.
Nice. Oh, nice.
I've also
Can I just
just
say
transplanted the staff from Rascal's Rendezvous into what they are now naming the Dragon's Nest because they wouldn't go through any interviews.
No.
So they've got Gigrin and Robert Mann in the kitchen and
That's
Gordane.
Nice.
amazing.
They also bought the catnip amulet, so they are now tavern
Nice.
cats too.
Well, who wouldn't want
Nice.
a catnip amulet,
Yeah, I think
really?
I want to leave it.
They've also made friends with Leaf, and my brother is trying to convince Leaf to pick up any coins that are dropped in the tavern. They're trying to turn Leaf into Rudolph.
Nice.
Hey, so tell me this.
Yes?
Was Leaf supposed to be a battle encounter?
It could have been.
Right.
It could have also been a long-term hunting, but you wouldn't have had the patience for that.
No, Leaf's my friend. He's my only friend. Because of the lunatics that
My
have
gracious.
Sorry about that. That was my brother.
Hey, brother.
I was
Of-
gonna say
Yeah, believe we were meant to be playing D&D.
yes.
Mm.
I picture
Where's the key?
I picture Cerna being like Nicole Waterson in the morning making coffee, scooping out a
Mhm.
couple scoops, and then just putting the entire pot into the grounds.
While this is
Literally
all
that.
happening, Hex is just like, circling around. She's got some stuff on her mind too. She's just watching the party from afar. She's keeping a watchful eye. And also, I'm going to do another thing here real quick because I need to for myself. Okay. It's always fun when somebody does a wisdom save that no one else knows what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
Just rolling the dice. No reason.
So, Frux, what's
Yeah.
Cloak doing?
Yeah, what is Cloak doing?
She's basically rolled up in her bedding in a fetal position, her back away from the flap.
Oh. All right. So Vilo enters the tent, sits down next to her, and just gently puts a hand on her shoulder and gives it a little rub, maybe something akin to a stroke. You doing? Well, you're not doing all right, and that's fine.
Right, Reese's.
I'm,
Thank you again for the.
I'm
No
with
worries.
you
See you
now,
later.
every step of the way. Do you just wanna cuddle for a bit? Hold tight till you feel like you can let go.
Yeah, Cloak immediately whips around and just hugs Vilo as tightly as she possibly can.
Yeah, it's all right. I understand. You're scared, and you're probably gonna feel that way for a while. That's perfectly fine, perfectly understandable. Don't feel like you have to hide it. It's no shame in being scared. You just hold on as long as you need to, and I ain't gonna let you go till you're ready for me to. Yeah.
She's gonna try and will herself to talk. So she's gonna do a wisdom. Would it be saving for?
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to be.
Well, that's up to you. This is your
Oh.
own character role playing, so you got to decide.
Do you want it to be
Wanna try
hard to talk
teleporting?
about, easy to talk about? Usually 10 is a good halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is incredibly hard to talk about. She
So could be a DC of 15 or so then.
all right. Yeah. She opens her mouth about to say something, but can't bring herself to say anything. Instead, she just keeps hugging.
Yeah, I understand. Just take as long as you need to. And, I know you likes me Minotaur muscles. I got something. Like, would you like a bit more muscle to hug? I got something for that. Might make you feel better.
Cloak is just going to. She stops tensing for a bit, and she just gives a slight nod.
And with his free hand, Vilo's gonna reach back, pull out the potion of giant strength, and down it. Somehow, the beefy boy gets a bit beefier, even more dummy thick. His muscles visibly pulse, with a bit of a pleasing squeal for Cloak's comfort and enjoyment. There you go. I believe it lasts only an hour, but maybe that's enough. Either way, I'm still going to be here after that hour. I'm here for you, Cloak.
Cloak's just
For
going
everything.
to bury her head into Vilo's chest and purr slightly.
It's a shame I used up all my rages, because I'd rage again for you. I know you like seeing them bulk up.
She almost smiles.
Oh.
Aww.
Avilo's just going to rest his head atop hers and give it a bit of a smooch. And provides many soothing low moos for his
Aww.
pantheress. We could just stay like this for a while. The others have got it handled.
I'm just gonna post to a channel. There you go.
I'd say that Cloak is quite exhausted emotionally too. So what do I roll to keep her from falling asleep, do you think?
Constitution save, most likely.
Yeah. Say Constitution.
Okay. I'd say 50-50. Okay, 10.
Yeah, if that's how you want to do it.
Okay, she managed to stay awake, but her eyelids are quite heavy.
No shame in taking a nap. Everyone's kind of tired after today, and you especially. I'll protect you, you know. That's what I do. I protect people. Granted, I protect them by being very angry and swinging around big weapons, but I protect them. My beefy body is your shield, Cloak.
Promise?
Promise.
And with that, she's going to drift off to sleep.
My heart.
That hurt.
My freaking heart. My wife just walked past the window. She's like, yo, the single dripping tear remote. Like, jeez. Love you guys.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
Sorry
I should
for
have had that
breaking.
line.
Sorry for breaking your hearts.
No, that's
Oh,
fine.
beautiful.
Dennis needs to be reminded he has feelings.
Oh.
Say.
I'll remember that. I will remember that.
You're welcome.
Also, here you go, Coobs. Sending it to you.
Hell yeah. Marshall Moo Montana. Ooh, and a private message.
Mm.
Oh my.
Yes.
accurate though.
I would not mind. I would not mind seeing that as well. So
Oh dear.
Well, it's in the SFW, so.
I'd say that while this is going on, Soldier's going over this tree, and she's going to unleash a few quick martial arts attacks. 1, 2, and 3.
Are you
Would
trying
those-
to fell the tree?
I'm going to say those hit.
What's the AC of wood? 10?
Yeah, on average, it's going to be 10 AC for the inanimate objects.
Okay.
Yeah, all three of those would hit.
Just roll the damage. Yeah, you just see her. Usually she goes pretty quick, but yeah, you see her manage to get an extra 9 blows on this tree in about the same time as yesterday. It would have taken her just to do the 15.
Well, speeding up there.
That's exactly what I was thinking. She kind of bounces back over, looking pretty pleased with herself.
So then, you enjoyed your fight today, then?
Well, yeah, you saw yourself what just happened.
I saw that we all got into a lot of trouble.
Well, look at it this way. One down, at least. We're certainly on the way to fulfilling our end of prophecy and all that.
I learned I'll have to be a little bit more careful about how I utilize my spells.
Well, we don't want you in melee or anything. You're, if anything, no disrespect, Lord Dane, you're a little squishier than I am.
No argument from me. You know, hollow bird bones and all that.
Yes.
But
Yeah, I'll admit I kind of could have been a bit quicker getting that Medusa's attention.
Yes,
If the thing had worked, that sorry.
That's all right, Hobson. I was going to say I was rather trying to get her down first. I'm terribly sorry we were too slow to prevent that traumatic experience, my dear Cerna.
Well, it's over. It's done. We're all here. We're all alive, still breathing, still can feel, and that's really all that matters. Please tell me. Please tell me Hex did that.
Yes, that was real.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Miss Hex.
She's I'm gonna send you a message really quick before you say anything more, Devillo, because it's important. Just a minute.
Okay.
I'm trying to send you a message and I don't know how to send it to you.
It's slash
There it is. There it is.
W.
I got it. There.
Oh, I see. Yes. That was that was very good. Cerna slightly leans to the side to the rest of the group. I have to admit, since that cube thing, she does seem to be a little more lively, a little more human person ball.
Yes, I didn't notice that myself.
Okay.
It's rather fascinating, isn't it?
Indeed. But yes, no. We were able to get everything that we needed to do done. We were able to power up one of the crystals. We're all here. We've learned something valuable. Miss Syldra, I don't wish to be rude. I do appreciate you distracting the Hydra and everything, but I think when we are in a situation of dire need, when we are up against some dangerous foes, I think we need to be focused as a group. I think we all need to be able to figure out the real threat, take them down first, and then clean up what remains.
Why do
Because
you think I was distracting the Medusa?
yes, you were. I appreciate, and I do appreciate that. I just want us all to be on the same page for future endeavors. When it's something more minor, then
Now,
absolutely.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was actually taking that whole thing seriously for once.
I know, and I appreciate that. I just wanted to. I'm so sorry, I'm talking over you, my dear. You first.
I made an analysis of the battle situation. Upson and Hex, they could handle what they were handling. Vilo, he was the only one who could really keep you guys safe, and that left the Medusa unattended. Logically, the only thing I could do was to keep her busy.
I agree.
I now
I agree.
understand.
Yes, I was hoping I would be able to do a little more damage to her, but back to what I said about conserving my spell slots. It seemed I was a little bit impatient and used some rather heavy hitters on the elementals when I probably should have saved them.
I mean, even when you save your best, your trump for the end, it doesn't necessarily work. I've thrown all the spell scrolls I had at her, and well,
That's why I told you to go back and help Hex.
To your point, Syldra, I don't disagree with you in that instance. I think you did right. You definitely made the right call in regards to that particular encounter. You were saying though, Upson, that you were trying to. You said you were saving something.
Yeah, I had saved. I mean, the spell scrolls that I had bought. I kept them basically for whatever waits us at the end because I kind of anticipated something like that. I don't know why. And I held back on my my ability to hit something again and again, multiple times. But by the way, Syldra, I don't think Hex would necessarily agree with you that Hex wanted me to help her. It seemed more like she was of the opinion she's capable of dealing with the issue that I was dealing with and all by herself, and that I should have helped out over at well, your end ultimately.
Well, like I said, you came over, you asked me my opinion, and I told you.
Actually, yes, Miss Hex. Sun looks over his shoulder at the pacing Hex.
Yes.
We were a little distracted during that fight, but yes, I did notice you sort of dashed off, to deal with Upson and everything. Why did you do that in the moment? I'm questioning, but I'm not calling your ability into question, if that makes sense. I'm just curious why you went with that target instead of the larger, more immediate ones.
She said, Hex sort of blanks out for a moment and then shakes her head and says, it was numbers, calculations. I appear to have been wrong. I thought the serpents would bind the few remaining moving people. And my priority was to make sure someone was there to help the people who were incapacitated. Someone needed to be moving.
That makes perfect sense. I wouldn't say the numbers were wrong. It's I mean, I think we can all agree that in the heat of the moment, whatever strategy we can come up with can just go out of the window. It's all down to chance, really.
Plus, I presumed an issue of poison.
Hmm.
And what's up,
Keep going,
Icey?
keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
I presumed an issue of poison, and one of my main jobs is to protect life, and I can't be poisoned, so I figured that I was best to handle the snakes.
That makes sense. Well, thank you. Again, I'm not trying to, question anybody. I mean, I myself thought I'd have handled that fight a little better than I did, but
She nods and says, I think we all will learn from this, and I'm sorry that I wasn't very productive. I'll attempt to do better in the future.
We all do. So don't be down on yourself, Hex.
Oh, I'm not capable of regret.
I envy you.
That sounds like you're regretting you're regretting your actions as you're not being more helpful.
Apologies are for apologies are for humanoids, not for
You didn't
me.
apologize. You expressed regret that you didn't make the right decision at the time. That seems a very human emotion to me.
Something to think about, don't you think? And then she walks away.
This is true. She stated she does not have any regrets, and yet she was just lamenting her regrets. There's more to that. That Hex than we know. Dane furiously scribbles in their book.
Well, maybe there is a ghost in the machine, so to speak.
Oh, God damn it. I knew you'd come up with that one.
I was thinking more iRobot, where the initial robots are designed to mathematically save the most likely person to survive.
That is exactly what Hex was doing. She was trying to protect everybody and take the damage herself.
And then the last scene where the super advanced robot, or the good one, is like, well, I gotta do this, and both of us is like, no, save the girl.
It was a good movie. But anyway, Cerna is going to actually look to Upson and say, there is actually a question I'd like to ask you, Upson, if you don't mind. You said you were a gladiator back in the day. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Do you have any kind of specialty? I know that, Miss Syldra is, I believe, a former dragon. I know Dane is quite the powerful spellcaster. Vilo has his rage. I'm so sorry, say again.
Joko.
Ah.
We cat.
And they don't go on this farm, so he has to get giant over the street and he's like first. Right ahead.
Have a go with all of them.
Oh, tell me about it. Great when you have that. Right, Taylor, text. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, the birds are chirping right loudly.
It's quite an interesting forest tonight. But yes,
that door closed.
I know.
And again.
I was going to say,
am I transmitting through the fucking mic in these wee headphones?
Yes.
Fuck me.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Yeah, we are. We can. But it's like we don't want to talk
I thought I was going through the mic on the laptop, but evidently they've switched to this wee Bluetooth headset I'm using. So I'm sorry, but I must look after small babies.
It is what it is. It's all good.
My apologies.
Priorities.
Continue, please.
Well, yeah, I was a gladiator, but I had to deal with, pretty much every weapon under the sun. So, I mean, I could probably show you how to use a shield properly. I mean, that was one of my better skills.
I actually wouldn't mind. That would actually be very helpful. Thank you. I don't know if that would have been useful against the Medusa. I mean, might have. But yes, I'd appreciate that. So you don't have any kind of let me see. I'm aware of certain people in the military. They have more of a martial prowess. They can do certain maneuvers, or some have cantrips and everything.
Yes, I can do. I could probably show you a few very simple things to do with the most basic of weapons, or heck, even some of the martial weapons that we have. Though, as you can see into your Pat's Warhammer, I'm more of a Warhammer guy.
More the heavy swing type. Okay. Well, if we have the ability at some point when we get into the next town or something, I think we need to stock up and figure out where we need to focus our energies in improving the group as a whole. I myself probably, while this cleric garb is all very well and good, Cloak was very helpful in teaching me a few things, and I want to try and make a bit of a wardrobe change. Something that will let me move a bit more on the battlefield.
I see. So you're more interested in. Well, there is one thing that I could probably that she could teach you that I know a little bit of. I mean, I've had a little bit because of my background. After all, being a gladiator is half like being an entertainer. You kind of pick up on things like you know that some people use what's known as a disguise kit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I got to. I learned a little bit about that. That's how I got to get the mustache to look as real as it is.
It is a very fine mustache, I must say. Yes,
I
I
grew it
would
myself.
appreciate that. Yes.
Maybe I could drop a few hints here and there.
I
So
don't
you
think I
can.
would suit a mustache, though. What do you think, Dane?
Uspon actually takes it off and hands it to her. If you want to try
You
it
know
on.
what? Yeah, she's gonna look at it for a moment. There's gonna be a blink, and she's like, "What the hell?" And Cerna now has a mustache.
To be honest, it looks rather spiffy on you as well.
Wrong color, but you get the idea. Thank you. I think that's all from them for now.
All right.
Cerna?
Yes, Syldra?
You know, I can always teach you how to try and dodge things better if you'd like.
I actually would appreciate that, yes.
I mean,
I changed it from green. I'm so sorry. The bit's over. Yeah.
Well, look how high me and Hex fight. We're not armored, but that guys can hardly touch us.
Yes, I mean, if you have some time tonight, I mean, I I would like to take my mind off a few things, and I actually think a little bit of combat would be just what I need.
Okay, but I gotta warn you, it ain't gonna be easy.
Nothing worthwhile ever is. Thank you, that's perfect.
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't mind being on the lookout as well, so being a little bit longer than usual.
I still can't quite get over that your mustache is a toupee.
Yes, it is a hairpiece, yes, but I grew it myself, so it's
That doesn't
it's a
make it
little
any
bit.
less weird.
I would say at that, Cerna slowly but politely removes it and hands it back to Upson. Thank you for that.
To be honest, I just want to paint a little bit of a smile on your face. Get you to smile at least a little bit after that.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Upson. I really do. Well, before me and Syldra beat each other the Sandlers, or at least try to, do either of you require anything?
I'm good.
Sir Dane?
I believe I'm quite fine, my dear.
Of course. Cerna just like pops her knuckles, cracks her neck, and walks up to Syldra.
Okay, so just gonna move to here, so there's a bit of room.
Okay.
Having a little sparring session, are we?
Yep.
Well, we'll see how things go, won't we?
Uspon's pulling out a
Okay,
piece of
before we start,
metal and he's making noise.
before we start, Cerna, take off the armor.
Oh, I can do that. So, a little less, teasing than she was when it was just her and Cloak. Cerna basically drops the rather heavy, bulky, padded cleric gear, and underneath she's basically wearing almost like monk wrappings. Like those just bandages. She's got a very simple, tightly wrapped tube top and shorts. Basically, her legs, her knees, joints and everything are wrapped up with bandages. The last thing she drops are like the the heavy boots. She actually undoes them and they just have clunk clunk to the floor.
Okay, those things are going to be the first to go.
That works for me.
The boots.
Yes, they are a little they're a little clunky, aren't they?
Very clunky. Syldra is basically going to tell her how to stand properly. One arm needs to be prepared for guarding, one hand for striking.
Okay.
Good stance to keep your balance.
Mm-hmm.
And then they begin.
Okay, so what kind of roles would we say this is? Performance? Are we doing dex, acrobatics?
I would probably say go for dex.
Okay, and
Yeah,
so saving throw?
Yep. I shall go in with an attack with dex as well.
Okay. Fair. So what happens, teacher?
I would say Syldra's able to knock you down pretty easily, pulls you back up, and then basically just keeps going at it for the best part of half an hour.
Okay. Should I roll anything else, or should we just agree that by the end, Syldra's got a little bit of blood running down one nose, but a big grin on her face?
Yeah, I'd say that works.
Okay.
Hey, while that's going on, can people make me perception checks?
You got it.
Sure.
Does that include Vilo or no? Considering.
Yeah, you two are in a tent, so.
Yeah, you two are in a snuggle puddle.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so. Upson, Hex, and Dane, you suddenly hear over
I swear to
in.
God, if it's a geese or goose,
or,
rather,
or a fox holding a hand.
No, you hear a from over here.
Hex races toward the sound.
Is that the no?
Jumps over the fire pit. Hands on hips.
Oh, look.
She looks back at the others.
Dinner.
What would it take to try to grab it without killing it?
Well, I would say as soon as you approach, it fans out its wings threateningly, trying to look bigger and whatnot.
I swear to God, if the screen like tumbles and goes.
No, it's just a normal goose.
It's a goose doing 3 animations, like neck out, back, wings, neck out, back, wings, and
it's just plotting along, doing its thing. It kind of starts. Why is? Oh, right. It's as you approach it, like I said, it starts fanning its wings and trying to nip at you and starts chasing you.
Hex is going to try to grab it and get it under control. What will I have to roll?
Roll me strength.
Strength check or save?
Check. Okay, yeah, you are able to grab a hold of its body as it's nipping and biting at your arms.
Hex walks over to the others kind of casually and like ignores the biting and says, "We have an interloper." She's not being mean. She's just like holding it fast so it can't attack anyone. Does anyone have a preference for how we deal with it?
I have a question before you guys proceed. Is this thing making a lot of noise? Or was it making a lot of noise?
Oh, it's honking up a storm as it's struggling.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, when it's making a lot of noise, Vilo was still with Cloak still like cuddled up in his arms, pokes his head out, slowly looks towards the goose, then to Upson, and just shakes his head and gravely says, "Kill it." and goes back inside the tent.
Do I have to roll unarmed strike?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll it.
Oh no.
While Hex is manhandling this thing, Dane is gonna roll a quick investigation because Dane is suspicious that this may not be a normal goose.
It probably isn't, but
no, it's just a normal goose.
That's the second time a goose has randomly walked into our camp. That's very strange.
If you want, I can try and cook it. I'll say this. Cerna that turns around and says, "Oh, I can try and cook it." And as Syldra basically clocks her in the nose.
Yep, and those unarmed strikes, you're able to kill it as its neck snaps.
Yeah, and I would like to point out that the D11 hit too.
Yep.
So basically, what I wanted to have is that you guys watch in the potentially disturbing moment where she walks over and says, "Is there any specific treatment you want for this?" And Vilo says, "Kill it." And literally it goes like this. "Is there any specific treatment you guys want? Kill it." Snap. No expression change. No change of expression in Hex at all. Completely impassive. You guys get to see her just like grab, snap, walks over and sets it down by the fire and she says, "More supplies."
Yeah, Cerna very slowly turns to look at Syldra with, "That's a great gift, buddy." Cerna very slowly looks to Syldra with a raised eyebrow. "Well, that was cheating. And I would like, if I may, if I may. Let's see. Boop. I'm assuming that won't hit.
It hits but doesn't do any damage.
Okay, yeah, no, that's even better. Cerna just goes sort of like a very quick sort of like flat palm backhand, and it's just like it just impacts the side of Syldра's face and does not move. Oh shit, that's actually really impressive.
Serious question. Does Cerna even have a strength modifier?
No, she does not. She has a negative strength modifier.
Okay, so this is a DM situation where you have 1 point and then it's subtracted because you have a negative. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like
Yeah,
the
you're
instance
gonna
of one of
have
those
a-
cartoons where you punch and your wrist like crumples?
Exactly.
Pretty much. So just kind of puts her hands on the hips and shakes her head a little.
I have to admit, unarmed is not really my thing. She flexes that hand that she used to backhand Syldra. I, on the other hand, and she uses the other hand that Syldra did not have an eye on to throw a dagger. She did say I on the other hand.
Yep.
Gosh darn it, I don't have my dagger selected. I'm just going to roll a straight d20 if that's okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that.
Just for the sake of argument, I am just to add flavour. I'm going to invoke this.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of catches it.
Mm-hmm.
2-finger catch.
Now that is good. That is what I would like to know.
Well, you kind of have to learn unarmed combat at the same time, but I reckon I could teach you a few things.
I appreciate it. Wipes a bit of blood from her mouth.
So not only will you be able to dodge your enemies, you'll be able to deflect missiles eventually. You'll be able to do some damage if you're in unarmed combat. But there are some things I probably won't be able to teach you. Like
Well,
I can't teach you how to channel your ki into dragon energy.
yes, it probably isn't my forte. I suppose I assume that's something for the individual.
Yeah, I mean, Master Astrogoth did teach me about something called Sun Soul, which might be a plurality, radiant energy, that sort of thing.
Ooh. Something to consider.
I have a scroll about it, but there's not really much on it.
Is there anything that you want in return for that? I know that, well, let's be honest, I know half of the party is, shall we say, a little frisky. I don't believe that's your forte. Is there anything
Not
that you want in return?
No, like I said, just get strong.
I feel
I
personally
will.
attacked by this.
If it was meant in the best possible way, you have my word on that.
Dane is just
She gives you the biggest
grinning.
Bambi. It's just the biggest. It's a weird image because it's the really biggest Bambi eyes, the sweetest smile, but there's just blood pouring down from her nose.
So Syldra hands you a scroll which has got a couple of different fighting styles listed, but a lot of it is basically like equivalent of the PHB for monk, basically.
Okay, yes. Cerna will take that gratefully, and she's going to be doing a bit of reading. Thank you. I do owe you one, though, for real.
Like I say, just get strong. That's all I really care about.
You have my word. And she'll say that last bit in Draconic, bow low, and she'll pick up the bundle of cleric clothes, head over to the fire, and toss them in. Oh shit, wait, what am I wearing? Oh no. Dane?
Yes, my dear?
Syldra is going to...
I was just gonna basically. I just wanted to leave that scene off where Cerna just turns to Dane and says, "Can I have some money for clothes?"
Oh yes, of course. When we get back to town, I'm sure we'll find something suitable to your tastes.
Oh, good.
Syldra does take off her gi and basically hands it to Cerna.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
So she's basically like wearing a short dress, sort of.
Okay. And that's pretty much that. And then they cooked goose.
That goose is cooked.
Well, is there anything else anybody would like to do?
No? I'm good.
All right.
Nope.
Yeah, just to clarify that it's basically a top with a butt flap, basically.
Then whoever would like to, whatever order you guys would like to take watch in, go ahead and decide that.
Yeah.
Hex will be watching the entire time since she does not sleep.
I suppose we'd best let. I was going to say Storm, but the name's not Storm. I suppose we.
Yeah, I
Cloak
think
and Vilo
Vilo's a little
rest.
bit. Yes.
Cloak needs the time to recover, and she needs her emotional support, fluffy Minotaur boy. So we'll let them rest.
So, do you take second or do I?
Well, I will take the one nearest the morning. I'll be able to see then. I can't see a thing in the dark.
Well, in that case, I probably have the advantage. Due to my heritage, at least.
Well, so would you like it to be Syldra, myself, and then you, Upson? And then
No. You, if you want to take want to get some rest, you get some rest.
I'm fine. I prefer to help. I prefer to be useful. I'd rather not.
Uspon gives her a look that says, "Are you certain about that?"
Yes. Let me think. How do I want to do this? She gets very serious. There's, like I say, there's still a little bit of blood on her face, and she pulls herself up to a full 5'6" height, and says, "Yes, thank you."
All right, you and me then take the midnight watch, I think.
That works for me.
All right. Well, then whoever's going first, make me each a perception check.
Okay.
And Hex is still around after all.
E? You okay?
Yeah. You said a
Okay.
perception check?
Yep. Make me a perception check.
I'm trying to do so as we speak.
Okay.
Let me try again. Perception. There you are.
Okay. So, with that perception, Syldra, you do see more than Hex does. You seem to be a little more alert now that you're happy that you got a fight. And a good fight
Hex is
at that.
distracted by her shutdown and it can only face one direction.
And yet you only see just various nighttime creatures running through the trees and through the nearby fields. Nothing else really happens.
Okay.
All right. And if I can get the next two.
Yeah, that was Cerna and Upson, yeah? And I guess Hex.
Yes.
Okay, perception check. Boop.
Okay, so with those rolls, your shift goes pretty uneventful until you hear another loud honk.
What on earth is going on? Can I make this? I don't want to be meta too much. Would this be a nature check? or an Arcana check? Because, I mean, is this just goose territory? Is this backcountry?
You can.
Can Hex
make.
still? Sorry.
Is Hex still up?
Yeah, Hex is. Well, Hex does a long rest by sitting down cross-legged and facing one direction. But if she hears it, I would presume, she can get up and she'll still overall get her 6 hours that she needs. Or does she have to be 6 continuous hours? That's my question. Because she needs the healing. She's really hurt.
Split it between the middle watch will have 3 hours one side, 3 hours the other.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Is that how you see it too, Icey?
Yeah.
Then Hex immediately gets up and makes a beeline for this other goose. And she is on the move. Trying to be quiet.
It sees you and just buggers off.
That is unusual.
And yes, I wish that there was a way to put on the stream her night vision Terminator readout showing the goose running away. Threat assessment.
Unknown.
Threat assessment breakfast.
Soldier just looks over to Upson. Seriously, though, that is a little unusual.
And Hex goes back down to her sitting cross-legged on the ground with her hands folded together and her head straight ahead.
Yeah, I have to admit, it is awkward. It is odd. I mean, geese usually aren't out at that time of night.
I'm afraid I wouldn't know. I've not been out much until recent days.
And
I believe.
Cerna, I would say with that 20, that goose looked oddly familiar.
Before you say,
goose.
it was actually an 8. Cerna rolled an 8 on a nature. The 20 was perception for the watch.
Oh, let me.
But it's up to you if you want to give me that info or not, because I'll take it.
Yep, the goose looks strikingly similar to the goose you just cooked and ate.
Oh no. Oh no.
These perfectly ordinary geese.
I think you guys are overthinking it.
Can I make a religion check? Is there any kind of, because that's the wheelhouse I'm in. I mean, now that D has said that, though, I'm personally the player's thinking clones. But
do you want to know what I'm thinking? Do you want me to just say it, y'all?
Sure.
Time travel.
Brother, where are you, brother?
Oh no.
Okay.
Mother, where are you?
Well, if we want the full set, I'm fine with that. But it'd be a shame to keep them separated.
We'll just wing it and see where it goes.
But yeah, Cerna. I mean, the only thing I can think of is, I mean, she's, for the most part, to clarify with her background, she has spent a good chunk of the past few years stuck in the monastery. She hasn't been able to get out much for reasons. But she has spent a lot of time reading and studying. Would a religion check be in order for her to see if is there any sort of weird nature spirit or any sort of quote unquote false god that appears as geese?
Go ahead and roll it.
Sure. Okay. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty well versed, but you haven't heard of any druids or nature spirits appearing as geese. As far as you know, that was just a normal geese.
Well, I don't think that that's a god, if that helps. But that is odd and something to keep an eye on. And that's pretty much that, I think.
Yeah.
I have a
Okay.
stupid question.
Yes.
We ate the goose, and the goose appeared. Are we still full?
Yes. Yes. You're still full.
Okay. So the goose didn't dematerialize from our stomachs and made a new goose. So we're not talking a goat
No,
with Thor here.
this isn't a Thanos snap situation.
Well, I was thinking of the goats, the Thor's war goats. Basically, every night in Valhalla, they're eaten and they reform in the morning.
Love it.
I mean, I'm sure the goats don't.
So yeah, something is up with these goose.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Cerna, is there anything you want to talk about? We got the night, and to be quite frank, well, the situation hadn't been very friendly.
To clarify, when you say the situation, you mean the fighting or just my attitude? Because I will confess I have been a little short, a little condescending at times, and I do apologize for that.
Oh no, I meant it seemed like how do I phrase it without making you freak out? I've noticed that you are a little bit jumpy after our encounter with the Hydra. Is there anything you want to talk about?
I suppose the best way to describe it is I've led a bit of a, in some terms, a sheltered life, and being someone part of destiny and an adventure to save the world, I kind of got wrapped up in all that and didn't stop to think for a moment that I could die doing this. And that scared me. The reality of what actually happened down there was horrific. I felt myself. Oh, yeah, sorry?
Uspon is moving a little closer. Mind if I wrap my arm around you?
I appreciate I appreciate that, but no, I'm fine, and please don't take
The
offense by
DM.
that.
I don't take offense. I just I just think that I know that being terrified by the possibility of stopping being around is terrifying. I've had it myself for many times. So
How do you get through it? I mean, I think I'm managing, but that was the first time my faith, my confidence in, because I always assumed, you see, I always assumed that things would just succeed, that we would just win, that there would be a bit of a challenge, a bit of a fight, and one by one we'd power up the crystals, save the world. But that tested me in a way I've never been tested before, and I'm still trying to figure out how I feel. But I do want to be clear about something, Upson. I'm young. I'm younger than you. I admit that, but I'm not a child.
I never said you were, my dear. I never said you were. And to answer the question, you never get used to it.
Hmm.
The I mean, even I sometimes wake up and do so in cold sweat after a nightmare, encountering fighting old fights again, where I was in a situation that was rather dicey.
But I suppose the thing that we need to remind ourselves is that we are alive.
Indeed,
We have survived.
That's the one thing that, well, gives hope in a way, I guess.
I don't know if... I think you sell yourself short, Upson. There aren't that many fighters who get as old as you.
Oh, that is very, very kind of you. But again, I've had situations where I was starting to see the end of my own life. Very, very close.
And yet you are still here.
And so
As am
are
I.
you.
Yes.
So, yes, it's difficult. But if you ever feel the need that you want to talk about any of these topics, that's when you can come to me if you want to.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yes, I wish to reiterate something that I said before. We're all in this together, and as snippy and dismissive as I may come off at times, I do appreciate you, and I appreciate your support.
And I know that you got my back. So
You have my word on that.
he gives Cerna a warm smile. You certainly don't want to have a hug.
I will be fine. I appreciate that, but thank you, Upson. I do appreciate it there.
All right.
I will
I have a
trade
question.
you.
Sorry,
I
go
will
ahead.
trade you the hug for a cup of chamomile tea.
You're driving a hard bargain.
Yes, I am.
All right. Before you need to twist my arm into taking a cup of chamomile tea, I'll accept.
Okay. Okay.
I do
Make a
have
Constitution saving throw. I'm joking.
No. Where Hex was, did she hear all that?
I would assume so.
It's not like they were extremely quiet.
Okay, no problem. I just wanted to know. And when I would like to move on to the next day or whatever next scene, whoever needs to do their own.
First we have to wake up Dane.
Yeah. I mean, when before I do the thing I need to do, I want to wait until the next day. Is what I was saying.
Okay. In exchange for a cup of tea, he gives Cerna a hug.
Very well. She will accept.
All right, and now we both should probably get some rest. I'll get Dane. You try to find some way to relax. All right.
I shall indeed. Cerna actually is looking between Dane and Vilo's tent, and she's genuinely not sure where to go.
Decisions.
No, she actually will eventually stroll over to Vilo and Cloak's tent, and she'll try to peek in. Does it look like they're both asleep?
croakers.
I mean, I'd say by this point, Vilo would have probably fallen asleep too.
Yeah. She'll watch them for a couple of minutes, and she'll eventually go over to Dane's. I'm assuming by this point, when Dane's up and out of the tent, she'll probably go over to the empty tent.
Yeah, Uspin's waking up Dane. Dane.
Yes, I'm awake. I'm awake. No.
Right. You take the last watch. I mean, there's probably not a lot going on. Strangely enough, we had another goose pop up
Really?
in the middle of the night.
Rather unusual. You don't often see geese out at night.
Yeah, seems like there's something odd going on, to be honest.
I was thinking that myself earlier on. Regardless, I'll keep an eye out. You get some rest.
All right. I'll see you when the sun comes up.
Very well.
And Uspin goes and finds an empty tent.
All right. So, like the last of you to all make me perception checks.
You got it.
Perception.
Also, Cloak, why shouldn't somebody feed the DM? The DM is hungry.
Ideas, I mean.
Don't you realize what you would do if the DM is hungry? The DM gets hungry, and when the DM gets hungry, we're all doomed.
That is when
the DM would just have you encounter a bunch of bread golems or something if they get hungry.
You've been attacked by baguettes.
Congratulations, Frux. You just fed the DM.
Oh,
Yay!
no.
You fell for it!
With those two rolls, your time goes by fairly quickly. As nothing of note really happens. Sun starts to rise. Birds start waking up and chirping. Other than that, perfectly normal.
Is everyone up at this point?
Uspin is.
Yeah, Cerna's going to do the usual rounds of, cooking goose, making tea. I have to admit, it's rather tasty, but the fact that we're having the same thing over and over again does seem a little odd.
Yes, it seems
Yeah,
very unusual
totally.
that geese would randomly wander into our camp. We were camped in the same place we were in the night before, right? Before we went into the mine?
Yeah.
You don't suppose they have a nest somewhere nearby, do you?
I mean, it's possible. This may sound ridiculous, but I don't think it's a god, if that helps.
You think getting some eggs?
Oh! Oh, could do some eggs. That's a very good idea. Syldra or Upson, would you both be willing to try and find some? I'm going to give Vilo and Cloak some tea.
Sure thing.
Yeah, right.
Hops up on legs and I'm
Dane,
guessing nature to try and find them.
go on.
I was going to say, I'm guessing nature to try and find them or survival.
Sorry, find what?
Eggs.
To try and find the eggs, would it be survival or nature?
That is, if there are any.
Let's say survival.
To be honest, I've never been that good at it.
You look around, but there are just no traces of anything else goose related. No eggs, no feathers, just
It's odd. I'm not seeing any nests.
Yeah, I think you ever just migrating.
Well, I don't think they would be walking around in the middle of the night then. If they're migrating, they would have
They decided to walk for a while.
still. Yeah, we probably should get back to camp.
That's true.
I apologize for nothing.
Thank you, Billy Joel.
Mm-hmm. Cerna eventually pops into the tent again and sees if Vilo or Cloak are awake.
Obviously.
Morning, Cerna.
Hello. Hello. I'm sorry I didn't join you both last night. I just wanted to give you a little bit of space. I got this for you. She kneels down and she hands Cloak a cup of chamomile tea and a nice plate of roasted goose.
Depends if Cloak's actually up yet. Is she, Frux?
Mm.
I'd say she's up, but like if she's like still like pretending to be asleep, but she is hungry.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like
So
I
is
said,
Vilo.
yeah. Yeah. She basically puts the tray down next to them. And again, in like a quiet voice, thinking that Cloak is still asleep, it's like, did she say anything last night?
No, not really.
No rush. We'll probably have a conversation at some point. I've got a small insight into what she might be going through, but well, everybody's different, I suppose.
I mean, she reacted a few times when I used the potion of giant strength to get even thicker. When I gave her a flex. Nearly got a smile out of her. The only thing she said all night was just when I promised that I'd look after her. She asked if it was a promise, and you're damn right it is. I would literally tear the world apart if it threatens to hurt Cloak like that again.
Good. I'm glad we have you with us. Well, I'm going to get back to work on the rest of everyone's breakfast and everything. If you need anything, just let me know.
I wouldn't mind some breakfast myself, or a bit more, because I'm really, really hungry.
For clarification, the tray has both of their breakfast on it.
Oh, good.
Oh, well, and if you want any extra, I have a sneaking suspicion we won't be running out of goose anytime soon.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? I heard like geese twice.
I don't know. It's so strange. And so on.
Well, if they turn up again, we can kill them again.
Works for me. Yes. Well, take care of yourself. She puts one hand on his arm. I'm very glad you're here with us. Keep an eye on her, all right?
I will, but you be sure to keep an eye on yourself too. You gotta look after yourself as well as all of us. Like, don't be like Hex and like run yourself into the ground. No good can come of that. Unlike Hex, you're not a machine. You don't have that excuse.
No, I don't. And if you say so, I promise. I will try and take it easy today.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, the offer's always open.
Which offer?
Oh, you know, being part of this cuddle pile with me, and Cloak.
I would like nothing more.
Maybe tonight.
Maybe. There is something I need to discuss with Dane at some point. It's less a relationship, more a business matter. It's that doesn't sound very good. Me and Dane, we need to hash out a few things first, but absolutely 100% yes.
All right, I ain't gonna butt into that. You do you. It's your business. But hey, I'm here when you need me. Whenever you need me.
As am I. She smiles and she will leave. A little bit of a blush too.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, Cloak. I know you're awake. You gotta eat something too.
Cloak just sort of drags a goose leg off the plate and pulls it towards her.
Yeah, just give it a little nibble. Just eat something. That's all I ask. Don't have to eat lots.
In fact, she's going to sit up so she can drink her tea.
There we go.
And she's going to give out a deep sigh after chugging some.
Feel a little better?
A little.
And that means the world to me. We'll take it one day at a time, alright? And I'll always be here by your side. I mean, I know you heard me about tearing the world apart. I fucking meant it.
That's why I'm feeling a little better.
Oh yeah, like seriously, if something like really friggin' hurts you, like the world's not gonna have one calamity to worry about, they're gonna have two. So you know, the world better like think twice about hurting you. Just saying.
Cloak totally knows he means it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen how angry he gets when if anything touches his party members.
Damn right. Oh, and here's something else you might like to know, because I know you likes all the bovine beef I got. I'm still getting bigger. I'm not done growing. I was a late bloomer, you see. So, you know, that's something to look forward to, innit?
He's a grower, not a shower.
Damn right.
Actually, I think he's both a shower and a grower.
No, what you mean is a show off. That's the
Hey, you got it flaunted, Upson, who isn't here.
Anyhow. Does anyone else want to do anything?
I think that's
yeah, because they've already put what Syldra doing.
Yeah, Cerna's just watching the whole wing thing with just absolute fascination as she's cleaning up camp and everything.
Yeah, sorry about not finding any eggs. Odd.
Oh, no problem. I'm sure we can buy some in town. I can make us all a good a fry-up or something. You know, eggs, tomatoes, black pudding, all the good stuff. That for the people in the stream and everything who are a little confused by that, that's an inside joke with the group. So I apologize.
As long as you're not.
The war on breakfast is serious business.
One has to go, though. You must choose one to go.
Over my dead body. Fight me.
Full Irish is the superior breakfast.
Lies! Oh, lies!
Children, D&D is not the place for battles. Oh, wait.
Full Irish has soda bread and fudge. It's the superior breakfast.
Although I have to defend mushrooms because it's my best thing. I'm best at cooking at.
Oh, that's fine. That's your problem.
I don't care as long as there's the ability to either have toast or an open-faced sandwich.
You do realize that the Americans who are watching this are going to be confused to think, what the hell is the difference between a full English and a full Irish breakfast?
The language of the
Everything.
cook.
The world.
I want to know.
But anyway,
I want to know what crazy human being saw this mushroom growing out of a damp, moldy place and thought, "I want to eat that."
to be fair, they probably saw other animals eating it, put two and two together and made breakfast.
It's like the
And if
first
you
guy
fry them,
who.
fry them with a little
Sorry.
butter.
I'm going to settle this in the player chat. There's one answer, and there it is.
Ah, yes. Bacon
Making pancakes.
pancakes.
Anyhow,
Yep.
so
Mic drop, walk away.
if nobody else has a scene that they would like to do for the morning, I'm going to say that you guys wrap up your camp, pack everything away, make sure to put out your fire like responsible campers.
Absolutely. What do you take us for, pyromaniacs?
Well, darling, depending on the day.
And head on out on your way back. You
I hope Nancy left back to town safely.
Oh, you and me both.
is there's
I miss that goblin
I'm-
grandma.
I miss her input.
Yes. I actually wanted to hear more of her music as well.
if
Oh.
anybody has
Hex nods.
scrying or what's it called?
Detect magic? Is that what you're thinking of?
Trying to check on Nancy.
Oh.
No. Technically, that is.
Yeah, scrying.
You know what? Let me just check what spells I have had, because I actually don't change my spells in the morning. I always go through them. So goodbye, prayer of healing. We won't need you. Let me see what we've got. Yeah, we're not going to need that. Sure.
Ever.
No. I think nope. I don't have anything like that at this level, I'm afraid. That's going to be a while before we can do that.
Hopefully soon.
Yes.
But
Scrying's a 5th level spell, so.
you guys are 5th level.
No. You have to be a
spell
casting level.
level
It's not.
wizard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But you guys should be in control of your party token. Whoever wants to move it. Continue along your way. Oddly, this time you don't really encounter too many travelers along the way. And thankfully, you don't encounter any angry people.
Because we killed them.
And no geese.
And you make your way. Sorry, munching. You make your way back to Capaldi.
Okay.
I'll get you. Before I do that, are you guys stopping in Capaldi, or do you want to continue on up the mountain?
I think we're just passing through.
Yeah, we're breezing through.
Because there's not much in Capaldi itself.
Yeah, I was going to say briefly, did we want to try and do shopping there, or did we want to wait until we got to the town itself?
If I recall, there's
the main
nothing
town.
here.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly.
Didn't somebody want to pick up some eggs?
This is true.
Yeah, Cerna will absolutely buy some food for the group.
And Hex will go with Cerna.
Not exactly a lot in Capaldi, but If Jurnis will zoom out,
Oh, yeah.
or are you still taking care of Bab?
Would there be like a little food market here or something in the square?
Babby is asleep. Babby was very fussy earlier, but
good.
Babby is now asleep.
Good.
There are a couple vendor stalls here in the shop, in the little town square. Literal square.
Well then, my dear, shall we go see if we can find you some suitable attire?
Oh, yes. Cerna, halfway through walking through the town, realizes she's still wearing a mixture of the wrappings and the donated clothing that Syldra got her.
Yeah, basically that is just a shirt with 2 flaps on the front and the back and showing off a lot of leg.
Yes,
talking
you
Rouge
can
outfit from Street Fighter?
Pretty much. Pretty much, but shorter.
I would say just before getting into town, she would be look to Dane and say, you don't have a spare robe or something, would you?
I do, my dear. Here you go. It might be a little large on you, but there you are.
Yeah. So basically, Cerna's this elven girl's walking around in just like this like really billowy, Aarakkocra-sized robe. Looks way too big for her. And underneath, if you're paying attention, you see the wraps and all the other stuff.
There are 2 massive holes in the back as well with the wings.
Yes.
And also, these are Dane's spare clothes, so they are fucking spectacular. They are silk
Dane.
embroidered.
Oh, Dane.
I mean, if you want to, you can have one of my. You can have the shirt, and no one will notice with that armor on top. That you're wearing my clothes.
Is this to clarify? Is this the shirt he's wearing now, or?
It's no, it's actually a fresh shirt that I have here.
Very briefly, not to hold anything up, she is actually going to very quickly change into it. Oh, actually, no, her back's covered. No, because she's got the thing from Syldra, so no, she's fine. She's fine.
All right.
I appreciate you, there. Thank you.
Just wanting to make certain that you are protected and well, everything.
I'd say as well, she actually puts her shield on the back as well, so to like mask the holes. But anyway, yeah.
Oh. But yeah, there are various fruit vendors, or fruit and veg vendors, a couple textile vendors, a couple farmers bringing in their weekly or daily egg supply, sell off the extra.
Would this be an investigation check to find everything we're looking for?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. That's a toy teen right there.
Yes, you guys are easily able to suss out everything that these guys are selling. Like I said, farmers selling the day's eggs. Some selling milk. Others selling textiles. Various fabrics and whatnot. There's even a few vendors selling various random knickknacks.
If there's anything that catches Dane's eyes, actually anything that looks obviously they're not going to have valuable jewels here, but anything that looks like shiny pebbles or it's like basically like fake gems, that sort of like kind of really tacky jewelry and statues that you would find in a small convenience store or something. Basically, Cerna's going to try and find something like that for Dane as a thank you.
So basically, is there someone selling him a Nicky Nickoo? A waving cat.
Sure. Actually, yeah. Basically, that kind of store.
Roll me another investigation.
Absolutely. That is going to
Let's see.
be a 21.
Not 20.
Okay, so you look around, browse all the various stalls, and come across a vendor. Like I said, he's one of those just selling various things, this and that, bits and bobs, and find a little statue of a cat with its little paw raised.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Yes, I see you looking at my knickknacks here.
Yes, I was just trying to find something special for a friend of mine. They have an interest in something bright and shiny.
Ah, bright and shiny. Well, yeah, and this guy's just a little ugly goblin.
No such thing.
Well, this guy is. He's missing teeth. Got a half bald head. Hook nose.
Delightful. What would you recommend, sir?
Ah, well, I got this shiny rock, and he holds up a very smoothly polished river rock.
Okay.
I found it in the river a week ago.
Really? Oh, so it's nice and fresh too. Delightful. And what were you thinking of charging?
10 gold.
10? Oh my, yes. That would be a bargain, I'm sure. You wouldn't happen to have anything shinier? Maybe almost, like something translucent, see-through. Like a sparkly red or green or maybe blue.
Let me see. My shinies. Need money. Here. He pulls up an old sapphire necklace. And I found this on the side of the road.
Did you? Interesting. And how much for this little trinket?
20 gold.
20 gold. I think that's fair. And she will actually just hand over the gold. She's not going to bother bartering.
Well, yes. Gold. Better shinies.
Much better indeed, yes. Thank you. I appreciate your help.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
She's restrained. She's smiling, but it's that sort of almost Karen-esque type smile through the teeth, trying very hard to, not be grossed out. And eventually, she'll pocket the item and she will stand next to Dane.
Puts the feather boa back. Did you find everything you needed, my dear?
Well, yes, I think I did. Did you want that?
Oh, no, not really. It's a little tacky. I was just, being a little childish.
It was very bright. There's nothing wrong with being childish once in a while. And Cerna will actually pick up the boa and bring it over to the goblin.
What are you getting?
A feather boa.
Oh. Oh,
Um,
that thing. Gotta be honest. I don't even remember where I got it. It was in a trunk. I don't even think it's worth anything. Take it.
Oh, thank you so much. I do appreciate you. And Cerna will just give him a little kiss on the forehead. Thank you, sir.
So that's a spellcasting component for the Bardic Knock spell.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted the most random thing for Dane to amuse themselves with while Cerna was getting close.
Look, it probably was either a feather boa or wooden sword.
I
So
expressed
I
my
would
opinion in the
say,
player chat.
I would say very brief retcon as well. What I would say this: Cerna is now wearing whatever Dane has picked out. So I'm going to allow Jurnis to dictate Cerna's current apparel.
Oh god damn it, now you're making
In
me think.
return for this, in return for this, Cerna is draping a pink boa around their shoulders, and then takes the sapphire pendant and clips it around their neck. You look fantastic, my liege.
Ah, yeah. Thank you. Alright, let's think.
So
Cerna was saying she wanted a little bit
for-
more mobility in combat.
Yes.
So robes are out.
Mhm.
So we shall get her some nice trousers with little flares at the ankles. Because flares are
Ooh.
awesome.
They are.
Hmm.
Jurnis has flared trousers.
She does, yeah. And then we shall just get you a nice form-fitting tunic. Long sleeves optional. And perhaps we'll get you a nice traveling cloak as well, so you can stay nice and warm. I don't know why I'm slowly transitioning into Dane as I'm doing this.
I would actually suggest getting her a little bit of a vest as well, for when she needs the pockets.
Yes, a little overcoat. That'll
But
be quite an interesting one. Try this one. Yeah, try this one.
Guess what I've got, Donna? Pockets.
Yeah. Oh, I
But if
like
they
it.
have
It's got a
pockets
sort
on
of
them.
so basically almost like a Victorian steampunky vibe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
question
Now,
is,
the
Dane
what
was
kind of
listening.
colors?
I would. That's exactly what I was about to say. What color scheme does Dane the Magnificent think is best for his strawberry blonde-haired associate?
Oh, darling, you are going to be bright and fabulous.
Okay, so all the colors. Okay.
Oh, great! He's picked out the Technicolor code.
Again, they. I apologize.
I'm terribly sorry. They
Yeah.
chose
It's all good. It's all good.
The world is
They
more
chose
interesting with more color in it. Come on now.
This is very true. Okay, yeah, I've
Good
got
luck
some
being
ideas.
stealthy.
Yes.
Now, my dear, do feel free to tell me to fuck off if you don't like any of this.
I love it. It's absolutely amazing, and it's so distracting. People are looking at the clothes, they're not looking at what I'm doing. It's
I'm surprised you
perfect.
actually went for the coat with the small silver belts at the ends.
There is nothing on this that makes any kind of sound. I will say
I was
that.
joking. I was joking.
Now, if she had a collar with a bell, that's a different thing altogether. But moving on.
Perhaps if you've been good.
We should have a conversation about that, actually. I was going to ask you at one point if, well, it's rather difficult to bring up in polite society, but I wondered if you would be willing to protect me, Dane.
Protect you from whom, my dear?
That is the correct question. Vilo and everyone else I trust to be able to deal with physical threats and magical and all that kind of thing, but I may have an issue of a more political nature. Suffice it to say, there is someone who is connected, someone unpleasant, who seeks to deal harm to me in some way. Now, for the time being, they don't know about. She gestures to herself. My current situation or location, but should we ever cross paths with them, how well connected are you in terms of nobility?
Yeah, my family is quite powerful from where we come from. Let me see. That's actually a question for Icey. Would Dane's status mean anything in these islands?
I would say yes. Not much, but could call on a favor or two.
Hex, while you guys are doing all that, Hex just wanders off. And I'm going to try this and see if she can do what she needs to do. So just give me a moment.
I would say this. I did forget that Hex was with us. No, screw it. Yeah. No backsies. Yeah, she's going to be saying this.
Hex took off a bit ago, so she didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, sure
Hex
she did.
got bored during the trying on montage.
Yeah, during the clothing montage, Hex slipped away. So, like, it kept cutting back to the group, and Hex was there, and then no, and then Hex was there, and then no, and then the third clip, Hex is just gone.
I'm pretty sure Vilo was outside the entire time, since his greatest concern right now is not clothes, but keeping an eye on Cloak.
Just gonna say, could Syldra get hold of a large white sheet?
Well, there is like I said, there is a textile seller. So.
And Icey, I'm going to send you a private message.
Yeah, Syldra's basically going to buy a decent-sized white sheet.
Okay, so say you get about 2 yards of white fabric.
She's probably needed to be at least 7 feet long.
Okay, so about 3 yards then.
Yeah.
It'd be about, say, 2 gold.
2 gold. Yeah, she basically buys it and then immediately fashions it into a cloak.
I was about to say I'm not here to work as a tailor, and that's not my area of expertise.
But back in the meantime, Dane's going to look a little serious for the moment and make sure no one else is listening around. Well, I may be rather connected, but please do tell me, who is it you need protecting from?
Well, it's an archbishop.
Ah, now that
Yeah.
I believe I can protect you from.
Now that's something at least. Let's just say I learned a few things about where donations to the church were really going. When I tried to speak up, things got a little hostile and I had to make a swift exit. Hence the hair color change and the name change and all that.
Yes, well, nothing annoys me more than a corrupt clergyman. Very well, then, my dear. Consider yourself officially under my retainership and my protection.
Thank you, my liege. You will. I think you'll find me a very hard-working employee.
My dear, I do not doubt it. But as I say, I will not expect you to do anything you're not comfortable doing, so don't worry about that.
You would be amazed what I'm comfortable doing for people I trust. Thank you.
Very well. Now then.
I would say this, like while the conversation's been going on, the sort of like the sweet, naive, oh yes, of course, that act has kind of slipped a bit, and she's more of a very calm but serious personality.
Does Dane notice this shift?
She's not hiding it.
Then yes.
Again, it's very she's very attentive. She's still in that position of employee, but it's more a case of, oh, it's less la da 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 and more. Yes, my liege.
Do you want to know how I describe this transition? Cerna just like transitioned from a good person in air quotes to just a Vorsal character. Just pick anyone.
Thank you so much. She's not that bad though.
Not yet.
Should you
Damn
need
it, bloody.
I'm trying to catch up with Sir. I'm kind of trying to catch up with Bloody's shit posting here.
I love bloody shit posting so much. But anyway, Dane will look her down and say, as long as you ask for my protection, you will receive it, my dear. And as long as you are deserving of it. In other words, don't be a dick. Yes?
Rest assured, I won't. And thank you. I appreciate the clarification.
So would I be correct in saying... Oh, sorry, go ahead, y'all. I'll wait.
No, go on.
Icey, would it be correct to assume that with the 20, she got away just fine? But with the 5, her coming back was pretty more noticeable.
Yeah, the nat 1. All like Cloak and Vilo's passive modifiers have definitely noticed Hex coming back.
Yeah, so Hex comes back, and I'm going to post what she's wearing to the player chat with slight modifications. I will just say this. There is no coat. And the coloration is gray, not red.
Have you taken this opportunity to upgrade your character's outfits?
She has indeed gone shopping. She has indeed gone shopping. This was, so here's the look, minus the coat and gray instead of red.
Very cool.
Oh, Hex, I gotta say, like, you're looking dapper. Like, that is styling.
It's just meant to be covert.
Covert. Yes. Looks to be bright colors. That is nice, Cerna.
Oh no, that's what I said. It's gray instead of red.
Yeah, that's basically what Syldra's outfit is sort of like.
Just saying, it's got form and function.
I like it.
Thank you. Now, should we be getting to the air temple?
Absolutely, yes.
Did we need to report back to the Earth Temple, or is that something we'll do later?
We've done that.
Actually, no. The temple was on top of the. It was at the top of the mountain, wasn't it? Up the canal.
That one. The...
No, that temple was for people who worshipped Calamity.
Yes, that.
Oh, that is true. Yes.
You see, you got to pay attention. You got to be specific.
Mind like a steel trap, you, my boy.
Yes.
I have my moments.
And apps. She didn't say that out loud, but that's what she thought. Anyway.
Cost.
All right. So, assuming
How
you
much
guys
did that
are all.
cost, you guys? How much did that cost?
Oh, good question.
That outfit. The outfit I got.
Well, that depends. Did you want to try and liberate it from one of the shop vendors, or
No, that's evil.
Doesn't have any money.
She wants to help people. She has a little bit. She does have a little bit on her sheet.
I probably would say that it's a very stylized suit, so probably about 50 gold.
I'm guessing Hex doesn't have that.
She does not have that, so she couldn't have gotten it, so we'll have to retcon that.
I mean, do you have anything you can barter?
She has no possessions that she could trade, so I have to retcon it. I'm sorry.
I
y'all.
imagine her appearing halfway through the montage going, Dane, can I have 50 gold? Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Now, deal. Try this top.
If you guys are okay with that, I will totally do that.
I'm fine with it.
How much does Dane
so
owe
she would
for
ask
her the outfit?
50 gold.
2 outfits.
Yeah, so it's 50 gold for hexes.
I'll say about 125 for 2.
125
together.
total? Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
And
what
what-
new abilities does this outfit give me, Icey? Because this is X2, right?
+2 snark resistance.
I'll say they'll just close for now.
I'm joking. I was just kidding around because of X2.
That's alright, I've just gone full Piccolo in my outfit, so.
So you went from Goku to Piccolo. Okay.
I feel great. I can do this.
Can someone tell me why Syldra is shouting at a 5-year-old to dodge?
I don't
no
know.
idea.
I want to stop them, but I'm fascinated to see how it would go.
I mean, if you can't be beefy, you've got to dodge.
And Hex just moves to stand by Syldra. Or Cerna. Cerna, not Syldra. Cerna.
Oh, yep. Okay.
With her new outfit just looking rather impassive.
Still don't know why you're dressing up like a chimney sweep, but okay.
Okay, Cerna, I'm going to leave you on top of this cliff.
Yeah.
Climb down.
Anyhow.
Climb down.
Use instant teleportation.
Climb down.
Oh, yeah.
Cerna will actually. I would say she actually can teleport. She's not used it yet, but moving on. The player is going to BRB. You all have fun. Be right back.
All right. So I'm assuming you're all heading to the boat to head up the mountain, to ferry up the mountain.
Yup.
Yes.
All right. I'll just leave the crystal there.
Sorry.
I get you back.
You know, Hex, I just gotta say, like, I know you don't need money, but if you're gonna go off and like suddenly buy clothes, that you need to have some money in future. So
I do. I have 52 silver pieces.
yeah, that's nothing. That's not a lot at all, especially in our line of work.
I usually don't need any.
Well, I'm a bit do you solid. I'm gonna give you 100 gold pieces.
Thank you.
And that should be enough for most things.
Thank you. I needed that.
And Vilo takes that out of his inventory and passes it over to her.
I appreciate that.
Syldra just hands Hex a bag with 400 in.
Wait, both of them together, so she has 500 now?
Yep.
Oh, holy crap. She says, yes, I need this too. I didn't realize.
You're definitely going to do good now.
All right. Yes. That's... Oh, in that case, here's the 50 back. And
No, keep it. Keep it. I've got like thousands.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Thank you. Is it suitable? She turns around to circle. Is it suitable?
That's being directed at Syldra, yes?
Being directed at both of them.
I don't think we quite get the context.
Yeah.
She turned around and put her arms up to gesture to her clothes. I said.
Ah, yeah, we missed that part.
She turns around and goes, "Is it suitable?"
Well, it's certainly tiny enough. It should be good for combat.
Thank you.
I mean, it looks pretty nice, pretty flash. I mean, I'm a barbarian, so I don't have much use for clothes at all. Well, I think it looks good on you.
It should make me more stealthy and
Yeah, I
efficient.
mean, yeah, that's kind of a big thing for you, isn't it? Like blending in with the people. Yeah, you look a bit more like a person now. Better than the rags you were wearing.
I'd forgotten that I needed them. Clothes.
I was going to say Syldra is letting Cerna keep the gi she gave her.
You know, I have to insight Hex. Something seems off. She seems bothered.
I will tell you what's going on with that insight. Just give me a moment.
The silence before the storm. This is like we've all just said goodbye and just start awkwardly walking in the same direction.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go, Koob.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Hex, you're dealing with a lot right now, rather suddenly. I just want you to know, if there's anything you want to talk about later in private, I can lend an ear to you. Maybe if we're on watch together at some point, And he gives his ears like a little wriggle there, just to be adorable.
Aw. She says, "Thank you. I think your priority should be Cloak."
I mean, yes, she is. She really is.
I'm keeping an extra eye on her and Cerna right now.
Yeah, well,
I've moved them up to the priority at the top of my list to take care of them in the event of any distress.
Well, considering I care very much about them too, especially Cloak, I appreciate that. But, you know, we all got to look out for each other. So, like I said, if you want to talk in private later, when we're watching, then
Thank
yeah,
you.
I'd like that.
Thank you.
Guess Cerna's kind of my responsibility now as well.
Oh, look at us. We're all looking out for each other.
Well, she is my student, so
She says,
"Oh, when did that happen? Congratulations to the both of you."
Logically,
I taught her a few tricks. So if she's gonna train to be trained in martial arts, then yeah, I guess I'm her mentor then.
Also, that's why she was wearing basically nothing in the morning. Thought she was trying to be a barbarian. Like, I'm sorry, Cerna, it doesn't work for everyone.
Next says, naturally and logically, of course, there's a hierarchy for who I have to protect most, based on skill, vulnerabilities, and the situation at hand. It can vary, but for now, I've moved Cloak and Cerna to the top of the list. They'll be my priority. Congratulations, Upson. It's no longer you.
You've been demoted.
I don't know if I should be happy or feel insulted by it.
There was both.
Happy.
Yeah, I'll take it, Upson.
All right.
Are we all currently on the boat right now?
Yeah, you guys are on the boat.
Okay.
I'm on a boat.
Because Cloak's just going to be like really close to the edge of the ferry.
And Hex is going to be standing right next to her.
Yep.
Don't she's not doing what you think.
No. She's
No.
just knowing she's vulnerable, that's all.
Though I would like to say that the moment like Hector's like, "Oh, Upson, you're not my greatest priority anymore," Vilo would have like drummed along the Final Fantasy victory theme to it. It's like, yay! Good for Upson.
I mean, I'm taking care of people as well.
Okay.
Had a little bit of a chat last night, after all.
I'd say after your trek to Cabaldi, your bit of shopping, and the ride up to Mount Lunaris, it is just about early evening. And we will get onto the right map here. I shall zoom out. Get everything squared away here. And get the right music playing.
Yeah.
Dum, 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 doo, doo.
Shenanigans.
Silver Shamrock. Watch the magic pumpkin. Watch. Watch. Watch.
Oh.
Oh, Cloak.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. We're doing that.
Yeah, we're doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. Cerna just sort of blinks from. Would you like to actually say that, Cloak, for anybody who can't see the text?
Oh yeah, sure. Basically, Cloak just well, after Cerna stands beside Cloak on the ferry. Cloak moves a bit closer to Cerna and just whispers under her breath, "I'm sorry I couldn't protect you."
What? Oh, no, not at all. I'm the one who failed you. I'm supposed to be keeping everybody up in the middle of all this mayhem, and I was cowering behind a statue.
You were staying safe. I wouldn't have had it any other way.
You were both exhibiting a natural fear response.
Thank you, Hex. No, it's not your job to protect me, though I appreciate it. You know, we're here for each other. And I would actually say that Cerna puts a hand on Cloak's arm, feels the fur, the claws. You are here right now on this river, feeling this air in this sun with me, with all of us, right now. You are alive.
She's sleeping alright, eh?
That is the only thing that matters.
Should you not be waking her for it
Things
then?
would have been so different if
Sure.
if our friends weren't so strong.
Yes, we got lucky.
Fair enough.
We got very lucky in many ways, but regardless, you're not alone.
Hi, potato. You alright?
We survived, and I think we've both learned quite a bit about what we can do and what we can't do.
No, she's like.
We'll be better next time. Be more careful. I've already
Question for the DM. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes.
While we were petrified, were we aware the whole time?
Yeah, it's up to the DM there. I figured it was
really
just
is
literally.
up to the DM.
I assumed it was a case of they were just gone. they were not there, period. It's like, blink and 1 second. Oh, 5,000 years have passed. What?
Do you want to know my interpretation of this sort of thing? I like to imagine that as time drags on and becomes meaningless, that's when consciousness fades.
I will
That's-
post this. I will
That's
post
what
this.
I was thinking too.
I posted something in the player chat that I found according to D&D Beyond. If you guys want, that's
It's
what
a
it says in
scary
D&D Beyond.
That's probably just the statistics, though.
Oh no, it
Let's
actually
see.
has in it under the
Does it?
petrified. It does say the creature is incapacitated, see the condition, can't move or speak, and is unaware of its surroundings.
Oh, okay, there you go then. Damn rules!
But I mean, it's up to the DM, of course.
Kubur, your version is so much more horrific.
Yes.
If you think that bad,
I was going to go with that, and you'll see why later.
There you
So which
go.
one we going
Go with
with?
go with that.
Go with Kubur.
You're initially aware of your condition because your spirit's still attached to the form, but over time your spirit fades away.
So I wasn't there long enough to experience any of the fading.
No.
No.
You pretty much were turned to stone and then immediately turned back.
Just gonna say, in regards to a certain goddess of love in a certain other campaign, you stay fully aware when she does it to you.
Oh, thanks for the heads up, Seth.
I've just been made aware that you all heard the potato comment. I thought I had changed the mic. Damn it!
It's okay.
Cloak is just going to just looks down at her paws, thinks for a moment. I was aware of the whole time, you know.
Yes, I know. I haven't told anyone else.
And had we lost, I might have just been there, robbed of the dignity of death.
Oh my gosh, bloody.
I was thinking the same thing.
Jeez. Yeah. I can't help but feel like a piece of shitty as well. What about that poor soul I was cowering behind? Are they still aware but now in pieces? Look, I don't want to think about it. Just here and now is what matters. We're survivors. And that thing is dead. All the things that it's done in the past are finished. It can't hurt anyone ever again because we killed it.
And I made sure, even in death, it can't continue its work. I destroyed its fucking eyes.
I saw.
And I swear. You're probably not gonna like the side of me you'll see lately. I'm not going to give anybody the chance to do anything like that to me again. I will be ruthless. I will stop them before they can.
Cerna slowly squeezes her hand, leans forward and kisses her on the cheek. Good. Same here.
No more talking to muggers.
Agreed.
No more being diplomatic.
I would leave it to the group in regards to diplomacy. If we can avoid a fight, so be it. But if someone attacks us, then we go for the throat.
Well, obviously, I wasn't going to attack someone who wasn't attacking us. I'm not a
Hmm.
monster.
Me neither. But I think we're on the same page. Playtime's over. We have a job to do, and
My
nobody's
point,
going to stop us.
my point is, I'm not going to stop to think how my attacker feels.
Good.
That only makes
Very
sense.
approving. Was Hex saying something then, D?
Yes, she said that only makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hex adds, "Fortunately, I have no sense of morality, only purpose.
I wouldn't
Our
say
purpose is to save the world."
Cloak. Cloak.
Yes?
I
Yes,
didn't want to
Vilo?
interrupt your lovely conversation, and I agree with everything you guys said. One, we've got to have a friggin' drink tonight. You know, toasting to being alive and all that. That's a big friggin' deal. Two, we are definitely stronger together than apart, and we can only get better. Three, since we all have a bit of a preoccupation with protecting everyone, well, the only way we're going to achieve that is if we protect, you know, whoever we can at the time. We can't protect everyone at once, but we can all protect each other. If that makes sense, you know what that means? Because even I can't protect all of you at once.
Threat assessment makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And,
perfect. Yeah. Dane toast from a martini that has appeared from nowhere.
oh,
enjoying yourself, Dane?
Oh, very much so. Dane is just stretched out on like a pile of cargo, looking very comfy.
Yeah, I posted Dane to the player chat.
Yep,
But
he's
I
sunbathing duckling.
digress. But I digress. The thing about theories is that it can give you wings. And when I was scared a long time ago, I used my fear to fling myself forward into my enemy. That's where my rage comes from. It comes from fear, believe it or not. But I figured if I'm going to fucking die, I'm going to fucking die kicking and screaming and making sure I give my attackers hell before I go down. So I see where you're coming from. That's what it sounds like you're going through right now.
The consequences of inaction.
Cerna at that just pulls Vilo into the group.
Oh.
I'd say while this is going on, Syldra's been meditating. So.
If I left out, I wanted on this.
I just picture
hug. Come here. Yeah.
Hex is just like with her arms on the railing, looking out on the side of the boat where they all are.
Just be sure, Cloak, that you direct your fury to those that deserve it. That's what's important.
I need to tell you something, Cerna. About that statue you hid behind. It's not your fault. You aren't the one who was callous enough to destroy someone who they knew full well was once a living, breathing creature with friends and family, and who once loved, once hated. You didn't do that. Honestly, if it was still aware, I think that it would. I think that they would have preferred to you'd stay safe behind them. If these were the hero types, I say. You see.
Thank you. That does take a lot off my shoulders. Thank you.
Do not take responsibility for these monstrous acts.
You know, I don't want to be callous, but I should point out that good chance for the guy's going to be reincarnated.
Yeah, that's a valid point. You have all of you varying belief systems. Either, and she starts like numbering them off on her hand and says, either some form of afterlife or recreation.
Yeah, because the thing is,
sorry, go ahead.
Thing is, according to Master Astrogoth, I used to be a white dragon. Then that white dragon died, and I was born, and that's how I gained my power. So, it makes sense.
And if there's only oblivion afterwards, then how would you even notice? That's what I'm expecting. Which is why I'm not worried about it.
I mean, yeah, I can't really remember. I don't really remember anything of my life as a white dragon, but I still have her past. Part of me is still her, and
Plus, yes, a few thousand years of aware stasis is not pleasant.
Well, all I will say is eventually when we get off this dock, all I will say is if that Medusa ever gets reincarnated as anything, even a goose, I will fucking destroy it. Again and again. Does that seem vindictive?
No, not at all.
Well, speaking of, Dane's gonna look around and see if we're being followed by geese.
Yeah.
They can float.
Oh, yes. They all float. And you'll float too.
At this time, you don't see any geese.
We're going to be watching for them the entire time. And at the very ending room, the big gate's going to come up and a little goose is going to come out going.
Your impression of Pennywise kind of sounded like Mr. Dink.
I was picturing the goose like clapping slow golf clap with its wings saying, I made it much farther than I expected.
Well, to be honest, my Tim Curry is a bit more closer to his regular voice than Pennywise. Yeah, you should have my Tim Curry voice is mainly formed based on Frankenfurter, so.
Walker. Anyway, moving on.
Rocker!
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to say you had all that conversation on the boat ride up.
Mm-hmm.
So you now have arrived back at the dock.
Mm-hmm.
And can now make your way, well, pretty much anywhere. It's just about early evening, probably about 5, 6 o'clock.
I'm pretty sure the plan is head to the temple, then get wasted.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh. Guys, head up to the temple. I'll just slap you there.
Thank you.
And assuming you guys knock again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fud.
With the same elderly, I believe I said halfling woman opens the door. Says, "Oh, you're back.
We have the crystal.
Oh, it was successful. Wonderful. Please come in."
Thank you very much.
Hex steps in ahead of everyone else because she is still taking point.
Well, now that you have the earth crystal relit, repowered, Your next point would be the fire temple.
Hex looks down at that, and her fingers clench into fists.
And I'm going to go to the world map here. And she spreads out a map of the islands and says, you'll find the fire temple over here in this island.
Hmm.
So,
Sorry,
I have a
Jinx, could you point that
question.
out again? Ah, yes, okay. Thank you.
Yes, it's only 60 feet this way. We'll be fine.
If I understand how maps work,
That's perfectly fine. I can fly there
No, that's
within 6 seconds.
Mm.
There's no flying. Hang on, I will solve this.
By the way, no shade intended to the DM. I do that with all my maps as well.
Well, here. I have just
yeah.
changed her to.
Hmm.
Oh, look, this map has scale.
Yeah.
so.
that makes
I have a
sense 'cause Icey's the-
question.
that makes sense because Icey's the DM.
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have to go to the fire temple first, or do we have to go in a certain order? I'm just curious.
It's
Well, yes, you do. The crystals need to be repowered in a certain order. It's rather lucky that you came here today, or came to this island first.
Okay. Vilo looks slightly towards Hex. Carry on, guys. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Curious. Cerna does look a bit concerned at that. There is a mild concern about that. If we're doing them in a very specific order, then our route is predictable.
Nah, I'm alright, don't go on ahead.
Remember how all of this started when we were fighting against that brute who kidnapped the princess?
Oh, yes, he was an absolute dick, wasn't he?
Yes. Well, Sir Rommel, he began this whole thing, and I'm worried that he might not be the only person involved. If he has anything to do with people who worship the calamity, this is just a theory, by the way. If he wanted to start this for a reason, he may not have been alone. If he has confederates, then they will have an idea of where to expect us. Does that make sense? Although, to be fair, they could just come to the main temple and, wait for us there.
Well, I haven't heard of a Sir Rommel before.
He was Sir Rommel of Cornelia.
Yes, I've heard of him for Cornelia, but not my order. How he got his hands on the crystals, I'll never know, but could very well be that the fiends gave them to him.
The fiends?
Oh, yes, I'm assuming you fought Medusa down in the temple. She was one of them.
Yeah, she was a
You
bit.
knew she was down there.
I
she
gave
did
you yes, I gave you warning ahead of time to be prepared.
Yes, no, to be fair, you did.
Yes, but you were very vague about it, though. A little more details would have been. You know what? Never mind. Not your fault. Dane's just gonna bite their tongue. He's like, yeah, I could tear into this person, but I'm not going to.
I can imagine Dane sort of like puffing up their feathers. You know, they're basically like a bird that's trying to dry themselves off.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, cockatiel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Oh yes, my dear.
This journey has been made by many before us, correct?
Oh yes, many in the past, every 1,000 or so years.
And have they all fought the Medusa?
Mm, no, she or it. That I don't exactly know what to call it.
You can call it dead and in pieces.
Yes,
Quite
well,
right.
that's one good thing. Our disciples can now go down there and worship again.
Watch out for the spiders, though. I'm so sorry. Please answer my friend's question.
And the
As far as I know, I haven't heard of the Medusa being involved with the myth. She is known to be one of the fiend of Earth, but it's odd. Let me. And she walks away over to a shelf and just starts rummaging through scrolls and books.
Hex is right next to her. And
Let me
Hex interrupts her looking up this first thing and says, "Were there other machines?"
machines. I remember hearing about that race, but they were far older than that. Here it is, and she struggles to pull out this huge book, and you see her hold it over her head and carry it over the table, dropping it with a loud "oh" as dust just goes everywhere.
It's not a book, it's a tome.
Fine, a tome. But yeah, she just and dust just goes everywhere. Oh God, I have to remember to dust more often. And every 10 months, okay. And you see her just pull out this huge ring of keys and start going through it. Okay, that's the front door. That's the back door. That's the private room. Oh, that's the garage. That's the pool. Ah, here it is. And you can see her hold up this ancient key on the books, and then okay. Calamity. Fiends. Oh, yes. That's what I thought. Situation like this has only ever happened once before. I should say a fifth party was chosen by the fiends, typically a being of great greed and lust for gold and power, is chosen to gather the crystals and summon the calamity at behest of the fiends. I did think it was a little early for the calamity to come about. It looks like they want to kick things off sooner than scheduled.
So
Yeah,
for
well,
clarification, this the particular Medusa we fought, this was something that had already caused problems with the Earth Temple. It was simply recruited by the fiends themselves to serve as an official roadblock.
Oh no, she is one of the fiends.
Oh.
What happens
She
after they're destroyed?
they go into the cycle of reincarnation. Always of their original element, of course. But they will come back in different forms.
Nod to
Uh,
Syldra, nod to
told you.
Cloak, nod to Cerna.
Hmm.
uh,
Can we stop this cycle?
uh, unfortunately not.
Well, not of that attitude.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
I love how they're putting aside the main quest just to be vindictive on this one enemy.
Yeah.
What can we do to torment this to make sure they never come back to life?
Because I'd like to make an observation. Like, if this is all occurring earlier than it should, then things are already automatically different, so we can change things.
The cycle of reincarnation. Once the fiend is dead, its spirit immediately goes into the cycle of reincarnation to come back after 1,000 years.
I mean, sure, but surely, like, the elemental fiends are more of a sign of, like, the crystal's corruption itself, right? Like, who's just born to be a dick?
And Hex
Should meet my father.
Good
has
cannot exist without evil.
Yeah,
you
technically
say,
speaking,
Cerna?
I'm so sorry. Say again, D.
What did you say? What did Cerna say?
She, half to herself, not realizing it was out loud, said, "You should meet my father."
And then Hex asks, she says, "You're not suggesting we are reincarnated too, are you?"
Well, I mean, everyone's a reincarnation of something or someone of a past life.
I'm not, she says 3 times.
yeah, and I already know what I was reincarnated as.
Well, I think we all know what we're reincarnated as. I believe the question is, what were we?
Well,
But
prom, you know what I meant.
I did, but I
Sounds
just
Well,
said
to
to
be
be a
very
pedantic bitch.
attractive.
Do you know that
That's
would
what.
explain a number of things in my life?
And
I
then
wouldn't be
Hex
able to.
having, sorry, go ahead.
That I wouldn't be able to tell you what you used to be in a past life.
Dragon.
That, well, some of you already know. As far as the rest of you, that's not my field.
I
I'm
mean, I hate to
looking
suggest this. I hate to suggest this, but if anyone could do it, it's probably that wizardly bloke.
Yes.
Hex
May I make a
Let,
suggestion?
let's not go there.
Yes. Let's not go there. It's a silly place.
I'm
Glad to hear
thinking
that.
it.
We were all thinking it.
Yeah.
You met you met Mr. Wizardly. How is he?
He's an
Alive.
arsehole.
He can be a bit eccentric. We apologize for any mishaps he might have caused, but
The man lives
I beg of
alone
you,
in the
please.
woods in a cabin with only the trees for friends. Perhaps maybe visit him every once in a while.
Well, you don't want to get on his bad side. He
2
lives alone for a reason, of course.
Well, he definitely got on every one of us's bad side.
Indeed.
I think we
Hex
gave him a good scare.
she's
Yes, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Might I make a request?
Oh, yes.
You say you plan to worship back at the temple.
Yes.
Well, could you see to it that you revive the petrified individuals in the Medusa's chamber.
And at that, you see her head her eyes closed and her head lower. I'm afraid it is too late for them.
How so?
Well, they were petrified for a very, very long time.
Yes, it has been well over 10, sometimes 100 years for some of them. The spirit eventually fades from their frozen forms.
You said for
And,
some of them. So some
well,
could still be in there.
we can certainly try to sense and see if there are any still alive, but
We would
they...
appreciate the effort. And Cerna is going to go into her pockets and let's just see. The bare minimum, she's going to be dropping 500 gold pieces.
No, please, put your money away. We will attempt to save who we can, but they may not be themselves. And those that we cannot save, we will give a proper burial to.
Oh,
It
Good,
sounds as
'cause
though they would have lost their minds.
And
just picturing someone, this statue, being completely aware as some people walk up and go, well, this one can't be saved. Let's bury them.
This is why petrification is horrifying.
Yeah.
Makes notes for next, the next Vorsal episode.
No.
You're welcome, Dennis.
No. Bad Dennis. Bad.
Would I do something so obvious?
No,
Yes.
no, Devillo, no, you wouldn't do that. You would add fire.
Well, I'm just going to send you something to punish you instead now then.
Mm-hmm.
Hex, meanwhile, is having like blue screen crisis.
Well, not to get onto it too much, but some life is better than none. So, please do your best. She looks to the group. One thing I did want to say as well, look at it this way. If that bitch keeps coming back all the time, then we could just keep killing her every time.
oh no, she's part of the cycle. The fiends, once you kill them, won't be back for at least 1,000 years.
Oh, that's what I mean. I can wait 1,000 years to kill her again.
And I think one amongst us can quite literally wait that long to destroy her. And I think by then, turns the Hex, I think she'll be more than powerful enough to destroy her with ease.
I'm not reincarnated.
I think that's kind of the point, because then you'll be around to deal with the Medusa.
Oh, of course, yes, no. If anyone's worried about that, yes, I intend to continue functioning. I'll make sure. I will. Yes.
Well then, as I said, your next destination is going to be Port. I forgot the name. Port Kirizara. She points over here. If I'm on the right fucking tool. One's over there.
Oh wow, that place looks big.
Oh yes, it is a massive city. It's a massive trading port city. You can find just about anything there if you look hard enough.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
Is this a map of the world, or is it just a map of a general region in the world?
I think this is the world map, yes.
Yeah, this is the
This is
overworld map.
Campaign map.
We get there pretty quickly if we just sailed east.
If there,
Mhm.
well,
True.
if this was the world, yes. If this was, but because this is a region, no.
It's a region then.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the campaign map.
Yes.
Never mind, disregard.
Cloak's disappointment is palpable. Well, just think of all the time you get to spend snuggled in your beefy boy's arms as we go in the boat.
Oh, I was saying that all out of character. She is still deathly serious right now.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Well, it's getting late. You should stop by our tavern. We have the most exquisite food and drink. Probably the best you'll have in a while.
Oh, good. I need all the excuses in the world to splurge tonight.
Give me the strongest beer you have.
Yeah, you'll have to go there.
Don't worry, Cloak. I'll get it for you.
Yes. Of course.
Is everything all right, Hex? I would say this, unless there's anything else we need to do.
Yeah, no, I don't want to keep the scene going till later. It'll
Yeah.
come up later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So when you all head off to the tavern.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But I will say, super quick, remember what I said, Hex. I'm here if you need to talk, okay?
I'm not reincarnated. I don't understand. Maybe they're wrong about that. And if they're wrong about that, what else are they wrong about? I'm trying to make changes to yes, I'm fine.
Welcome
Yes,
to being
a drink.
mortal.
We should have a drink. A drink seems like a good idea. Let's get a drink.
You know, the greatest wisdom in the world is just admitting, well, there's things you just don't know, and things that you may never know.
I don't know how to do that. Let's go to the tavern and have a drink.
Okay, we'll talk about it later. Let's get you drunk. Somehow, we'll figure out a way.
Give her just have her swallow a piece of gum.
Has anyone seen The Good Place where they put magnetized handcuffs on the supercomputer hologram to make her all drunk?
I'm aware of it. I've not seen it though.
I was actually thinking more of a WandaVision, or the second episode.
Oh yeah.
Vision accidentally swallows some gum.
I'm gonna post a player chat what the actual reference is.
My earphones are back on. Did you stop talking about WandaVision?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Again, I've not seen any of it. It's cool.
I'm not. It's not a major. Well, yeah, it's not a major spoiler. It's just like it's not like an overall theme spoiler. The second episode is the show theme is supposed to be like a talent show. And in the course of the episode, Vision starts chewing some gum, and then he accidentally swallows it, and it makes him act drunk as
it gums up his gears.
Just
literally.
I love it. But yeah, Cerna is absolutely having, that's going to be 3 glasses of Lunarian wine, and she likes her meat. So actually, so that's going to be a roast leg of lamb.
Regarding the wine, Vilo's just going to buy whole bottles of the stuff for everyone. So Vilo would like to buy 6 bottles of Lunarian wine.
I just need to very quickly roll something.
Yeah, how much is a glass? How much is a bottle?
See if it succeeds.
I'll say a bottle of the wine is 5 gold each.
Okay, so 5 times 6 is... Math, why do you fail me? That's 30 gold pieces, yeah.
Yes. What are you trying to do, Syldra?
1 second.
I have a question as well for the DM, and technically for Upson as well. Has anybody noticed Upson is not in the best of spirits?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I mean, it's not like it's invisible. It's not like it's invisible.
Okay. While they're ordering food, Cerna's going to turn to him and say, is everything all right, Upson?
Yeah, everything's all right. Nothing for you to worry about.
All right, so DM, I've subtracted the 30 gold for the bottles of wine. Now, how much if Vilo wanted to buy, say, for the fun of it, let's say 2 entire lambs and some grilled salmon to go along with it? Enough for the party.
Two entire lambs.
Yep.
You're making the DM do maths. How
I
dare
know.
you?
I will
The
pay
DM
for this
will remember
later.
that. Yes, you will.
Well, maybe Icey should have said, like, the food is so good. You might want to eat it now, because you won't get a chance later.
Sorry. Let's check for a second.
No worries, Icey.
How much are you buying?
Well, 2 entire lambs and 6 servings of grilled salmon, basically.
Okay, so whip
The
out
pie
my
is good tonight.
handy dandy computer calculator.
Beep boop 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 boop.
Has a graphing calculator?
Ding!
Cool.
Activating puppy eyes. Beep boop boop beep.
Okay, so we've got times 2. Let's see, plus and 6 bottles of six salmon.
Yes.
So did you just say 6 bottles of salmon?
You speak of the wine, which I already paid for.
So that's 150 silver.
Okay, so 15 gold pieces. Why does basic math always fail me? Okay, that's subtracted from the inventory.
And I would like anybody who is taking part in the Lunaran wine to make me a con save with disadvantage.
And I'm
you
going
better
to,
believe it's disadvantage.
Yes, and I'm going to also say, I don't know what you want me to do, but Hex has never had wine before. She is ripping the top off the bottle and the cork and is downing it. Just continuing to drink. Drink, drink, drink. I don't know how that will affect her. So, I don't know what'll happen. She's doing it.
Man, everyone's
You
getting
all
good con saves.
Cerna isn't. She got 5.
Well, oh shit. Yeah, I see
Yes,
now.
Cerna, you are immediately plastered and starting to see not only pink elephants, but pink bunnies, pink.
Yeah. Well,
pink
she's
this,
also
pink that.
The way I picture it, she's just starting to look at her arm, like the really brightly coloured, like the thing that Dane bought for her. And she's just like staring at all the colours and just like giggling to herself, like, just like rocking back side to side slowly, just like a big idiot grin on her face.
I just say, like, my headcanon is amongst Cerna's hallucinations. There are Moogles in there. There has to be Moogles somewhere.
Yes. Oh, look at the little red ball. It's so cute.
You seem a little off balance, Koopa.
Don't be playing on my compound.
And I would like everybody who. Let me.
Oh.
Hex is still drinking.
Gotta say, like, Cerna's showing us up here. Look how
The
much
best
fun
part
she's
is Hex.
having.
Hex doesn't need to breathe.
All
So-
right. Like everybody who rolled
Miss
better than
anything?
what? Who rolled better than a 12? Now to
Uh,
give me a second con save.
Okay.
Oh, we were
The only
making con
thing you
saves?
missed-
I'll make con saves.
Yeah, the only thing you missed is Cerna is trashed already. She's staring at her clothing and just giggling, rocking back and forth.
Well, I'm glad she approves. My fashion sense is not the greatest, but I think I look rather dapper, and I think I've got Sona looking quite dapper as well.
No, Dane. Hey, Dane.
Yes. I imagine her just grabbing Dane's beak while she's doing this.
Yes, yeah, no, seriously. And she's moving the beak around, trying to focus. Not roughly, but she's just trying to focus her eyes. But instead of moving her head, she's moving Dane.
Yes, my
She-
dear.
So
Your passion is beautiful. She kisses the beak.
Aw.
So
Well, aren't you a drunk little sweetheart?
now Dane, now Upson is hallucinating off the wine. And let's say
That's the most grilled salmon I've ever seen. It's talking back.
I would say anybody that rolled better than a 15, make me
Better than or
one.
equal to?
Uh,
I don't.
15
I got exactly 15.
Yeah, 15 meets beats. So, make a one more con save. Only this time, take a 8-point penalty.
Holy shit. Uh-oh.
Ooh, dear.
Okay. Yeah, you're all now happily hallucinating off this wine. You don't
now
know
Hex
what.
can't. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, Hex, because you're a
Can't be-
Warforged, you
She
can't
be
get.
poisoned.
Yeah, you can't get drunk or be poisoned in any way.
Mhm.
For you, this essentially just becomes fuel. And I will say for you, you now get a additional 1d8 on any future attack roll. Well,
Ooh.
during the next combat encounter.
Okay.
As for everybody else who is organic, you are now heavily hallucinating. You're seeing pretty colors. The walls are talking. The salt and pepper on the table are having an intricate conversation with each other.
Are we all seeing the same thing?
Come back, monster! Teach me lots of things!
Combat monster, we're the best of friends.
No.
Everything looks so blocky and brightly saturated. and so static and
And yeah, Hex, you would have noticed that Syldra is no longer there. She left before you guys entered the tavern.
Of course you did.
It makes sense.
But yep, you're all gonna have a very good night.
Don't really know if Alfred is going to have a good night. He's got a little bit of a feeling of survivor's guilt right now.
And on that note, we will leave it there for the night.
Nice.
Yay!
You know, due to how this is ending, Icey could literally have us wake up naked in the middle of a desert or whatever. It could be crazy.
We
The
could,
situation we wake up in tomorrow.
yeah,
in
we
the
could be
session.
on a totally different island from the one we're supposed to be on.
Dane is stone cold sober, so I don't know what you lot are doing.
Yeah.
You think Dane is the responsible one?
No, he's
Actually,
not.
Dane, you
Dane
did
would be the
not
ones
make
who'd be
me.
shaving your eyebrows and filming it. Come on.
Hang on.
Dane,
Hang
you
on.
didn't make me actually make me 2 more Constitution saves.
Okay, I rolled 23 the first time, so let's see what else we come up with.
Oh
That'll be for
no.
the first drink.
There's a penalty this time, though. Yeah, you're drunk. You're
Oh,
super
yeah.
drunk.
Super drunk.
You're just as high and drunk as everybody else.
And Hex is like gonna make sure to guide everyone to their rooms. And I will say, as we're closing, that Hex will make sure that Cloak and Vilo and Dane and Cerna are in adjoining places.
Yay.
Hey,
Aww.
Storm, look, there on the table. Dane is going to prestidigitate a red spot just darting across the table.
I don't know who this
Storm?
Storm is, but he sounds
Oh,
incredibly
sorry.
handsome.
Cloak.
That's how drunk
Cloak.
Dane is. They're meta aware.
Cloak, look, a little red dot.
Cloak just like she is like face down on the
Nice picture.
face down on the
Cloak face.
table, and she just turns her head up, her cheek just smushed up, and she just weakly bats at it.
This is adorable.
I will say I really like Bloody's idea for how the game opens next week. You all wake up naked and sticky somewhere in an open field with a dramatically purple sky. There are geese everywhere.
Oh, no.
Love it. Love it.
I
wanna
not
know
again.
I want to know
So-
what's up with Upson, but unfortunately, no.
We
I'll have to wait for
will.
next time.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the start of next session.
Yes.
Dane
I don't
wakes
know
up
what
naked in a
everyone.
field. Oh, not again.
I don't know what everyone's schedule is right now, so better safe than sorry. So, thoughts, theories, ideas?
I will say I think I was pretty clear about Cerna's theory about perhaps the fact that we have to do it in a certain order. There may be a problem, down the road with because she thinks there might be an organized group behind this. Aside from just like the quote unquote fiends.
Hex is very disturbed by the reincarnation theory
Mm.
because she does not have a soul. And if everyone in the group has done this before, she remembers that she thought that those statues at the very beginning in the very first session were familiar from her past at some point. Didn't remember how. So she's all having like existential freak out.
He's not the only one.
Like, what? Huh? I don't have a soul. How am I a reincarnated anything?
Maybe Hex is wrong.
Yeah. Thoughts, theories, and ideas.
Dane is slowly getting convinced that there is an active soul in this mechanical body. For example, she stated she couldn't feel regrets after expressing her regrets. So Dane is convinced there is a human soul in this robot.
Yeah,
At the very least, a soul is forming.
Yeah. If not a human, some sort of sentient soul. That's why That's why Dane did the cute things test.
Well,
and I will point out that she did even say, "I have no morality." People who have, who are, tend to say those kind of things when they're correct. They don't, people protest a lot when they're, about the things that are true about themselves.
I love the fact you say that Hex has no morality, but earlier you said that Hex would steal because that's bad.
You noticed that, did you?
Yes, I did. Vilo noticed many things.
It's all on purpose, I promise.
Oh yeah, I figured it was.
I love that Dane, at least for the moment, is accepting the fact that Cerna basically said, "Oh yeah, my name's not Cerna, and yes, half of this is an act. But hey, help me with an archbishop, would you?" And Dane was like, "Sure."
Oh yeah. You stated you're hiding from a corrupt clergy. Dane has issues with corrupt clergy.
I think
I was thinking.
I think what I just posted in Dice&Dolts is pretty much what will happen if he does show up and Syldra gets hold of him.
I personally thought that Dane was doing the thing of like, "Hey, can you help me move out of my dorm room? Is there pizza and beer? Sure."
Pretty much. No, Dane has issues with people abusing their power for the sake of abusing their power.
Oh, thank you.
Oh dear God, I've given Icey ideas now.
Yes.
I don't know when it's going to come up, but you know.
I probably should send a little bit more to Icey about the identity of the Archbishop as well. Probably not going to be a massive twist or anything.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, that's what
It's
someone
the
says
goose.
when it actually is a massive twist.
It's the goose. Come on.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Archbishop.
That's what I was saying before. That's what I was saying before when the grate opens and the goose comes out and golf claps and says, "You made it a lot farther than I thought you would."
It's just a goose at the control panel. It was you all along.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's you.
Yes.
So it just goes up and slaps the bitch out of it.
Love it.
Could you imagine one of a goose with one of those tall priest hats?
Yes.
I can, and I love it.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, we found this new polymorph. Oh wow.
Beware the wrath of the Archdiocese.
Oh God.
I'm not.
Oh, wow.
I'm not limiting.
Nobody expects the Goose Inquisition.
I'm not limiting you guys to one specific class. If you want a multi-class, go ahead.
Well, Cerna already is, so.
Oh yes, Cerna's already got her level in Rogue.
Especially if because of what I have planned in the future for you guys.
Ooh.
Well, Vilo has max strength and max con and dick in everything else. He's built to be a barbarian and nothing else.
Same with Syldra and Monk.
Aspen is kind of optimized for his job. Kind of.
I don't think Cloak wants to be anybody else, any other class.
Yeah.
Hex is perfectly content with what her functions are. Of course she is. Yeah.
I'm interested though. Is Hex going to use any more roguish skills in the future?
After the stuff with Wizardly, oh yeah.
Nice.
She already did today. In fact, if you didn't remember, she snuck off away from you all.
Oh yeah, because you got you're an infiltration.
And she got regular clothes, which are certainly in no way more roguish than what she was wearing before.
I love how basically Cerna now is dressed like Elton John. I'm just like, yes, I'm here for it. So thank you for that, Jurnis. I really appreciate that.
My dear, Dane will always be here if you need to speak.
All right. Well then, we'll go ahead and sign off for the night. That's going to be a good night from me. A good night from Kubur.
Good, everybody.
A good night from D.
This world quest sure is tough.
A good night from Cork.
A good night.
A good night from Dennis.
Good night, everybody. See you soon.
A good night from Frux.
Cloak is traumatized.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Just squeeze the Minotaur till you feel better.
yes. And the elf girl.
And the elf girl.
Mm-hmm.
A pry liberally.
Yes. A good night from.
I suppose I'll say bye-bye too then, shall I?
Sorry,
Yes.
I was distracted for a second. A good night from Jurnis.
Good night, everybody.
And lastly, but not least, a good night from Seth.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.